Search and destroy.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's Guns for Hire, and we're going to be playing Turbine here, and this time I'm going to show you offense, because normally it's defense, and you see me camping the first round, which some of you don't really like, but here's offense, and I'm just as cautious on offense. So I'm going to show you this. I may show you the last defensive round. Now, this is important for me on Turbine. That Claymore there allows me, there's always going to be those guys that rush. Even on defense, they're going to come bolting after you. Some of them come straight through the middle and want to flank you. That's my security, not necessarily to kill them, but to at least let you know that there's someone trying to flank you, and you can communicate that to your team, or at least turn around yourself and prepare yourself for that sneaky little sneaker. Now, at this point here, I know normally at the end of there's going to be a sniper. That's why I didn't just run right out. I get lucky from this guy, obviously. Remember, these strategies don't always work every single time you play. It's going to change, but it's the thought mentality. It's like, okay, prepare for the worst. Assume that there's going to be rushers. Assume there's going to be people that are going to try and flank. Assume that there's going to be a sniper at the end here. Again, a Claymore in the end there. Remember, I've got Scavenger, so I'm using these Claymores to sort of slowly lock down. When I place this one, the Claymore that I originally placed on the flank is gone, because you can only place 2 Claymores, but they've been replaced. Now I'm securing the perimeter. I've got one on each side there, and I've also got the Claymore on the flank here, and all I have to worry about is this side here. So anytime, if I get the flash going off, I know he's really close to this side. If I get a Claymore going off, you know, it's either at that end or on the inside. So either way, I can sort of focus my attention here. Now, I'm obviously watching both ways. I don't know where it is. I've got a teammate in there, so I'm always communicating, always watching. If I don't, you know, if I can't communicate, I'm at least making sure that that person's there. Whenever there's someone in an area watching it, I know that I don't have to necessarily, I use them, and I know it's bad, but I use random players as sort of like the same way I use Claymores, as detection. If I see them die, I know where the enemy is. I know it's kind of bad, but I don't always worry about clutch moments. So that's the first round. We're going to go in the next one, and I do the same thing. The reason why I'm going to one target, I could be alternating, but I want to show you what I normally do for certain targets. I didn't show you B. This is sort of the same thing over and over again, and I typically always repeat myself. I repeat, just like if you were to run and rush, you keep doing the run and rush, because you know what, and especially if you got kills, because it rewards you. Again, protecting the flank. Even though there wasn't a sniper down at the end before, I'm not taking the chance. I'm assuming that he's going to be there, waiting out a few seconds. Oh, see, he was out there. Oh, look at that, hunt to kill a time. Oh, C4 in his hand. But again, patience is key in this. I always exercise patience whenever I play this. Just make sure you don't need to rush. You've got plenty of time on the clock there. Again, Claymores. We got shock charge there. Securing the perimeter. This is why I use it. Not necessarily to kill. People like, oh, it's so cheap. It doesn't matter what it is. I don't care if it kills or not. It's nice if it gets a kill, obviously, because it thins the herd out. Makes it a little more, you know, easy to control. Now this, although that was a pain in the butt there, that placement of the Guardian is brilliant. It pretty much locks down the other side there. When people throw in frags in Semtex like that, typically I want to back out. I don't want them to get even a single hit detection on it. I don't want them to have any information knowing that there was someone there. If they throw it in there, you know, whatever. There's my, I thought the Guardian, actually I turned around, I knew someone was there. Instantly I see something that I'm not used to seeing, and I'm like, ah, that was the enemy, and it wasn't. But he was caught in the Guardian, so it doesn't really matter. Here's the final round. Same sort of strategy that I'm going to be exercising here. Going to be going in, watching the flank, assuming they're going to come in. I don't care, because what they're doing is not working. So it's the same premise. If what they're doing is not working, maybe someone this time will actually come around the flank. Always place it. The second that you don't do it, you're like, oh, I don't need to do it. That's when the guy's going to come around and flank you. Now here again, because I killed someone, I'm assuming that they're going to know that I'm there. So I back off a little bit more than I would normally. That guy had C4. He could easily have come around and, you know, kiboshed me. I don't normally set my kill streaks or score streaks really high in this. Number one, it's search and destroy. And I do use hardline to get them a little bit faster. But again, I use them as tools, as markers. They're, you know, if your teammates die, having shock charges out, and being able to replace Claymores and stuff, using them as sort of markers, knowing that, you know, they're going to get shot. Oh, this guy, silly. Silly little guy. There you go. I use them as markers. They're great for giving you information when you're not near something. If I'm one of the last people left, what I will do, and there's 2 bombs, and I have no idea where the enemy is, I'm going to throw a shock charge or a claymore near one of the bomb targets, and I'm going to head to the other one. The second that I know that and I'm going to put it really close to that bomb target. One of the only reasons why they would be going near that is if they had the bomb and they're planning. Not always, but again, you know, you got to go based on probability here. I'm going to place a claymore, or not the claymore, the guardian here. Same thing as the offense strategy here. It's a great way to block off that area. If they got a black cat, obviously, like I said before, the strategies don't always work 100% of the time. It's the idea behind it. You want to do it for the lobbies that they don't have black cats, for the lobbies that they don't have EMPs. You know, then that's the way. A trick to use, though, if they do have black cats or EMPs, try and situate your shock charges or non-lethal ones, shock charges ahead of the actual claymore. Or if you have a claymore or a guardian, wait on the guardian a little bit, let them use up that black cat. Put that shock charge in front of the claymore so that when they actually use it, if they've only got one, they're wasting it on a shock charge. And that way you still have your lethal Betty or claymore or whatever. I think that they're a brilliant use. They're in the game, absolutely. I'm not one of these, oh, you use claymores, blah, blah, blah. The only reason what I'm doing here is I was actually trying to hit his feet, if you're wondering why the hell I was shooting off my sniper rifle. I mean, I think he's the last guy left, so I was just... He was like, oh, you can't get me. I'm like, well, I don't really care. We won the match. And it's funny. I'm just going to say this. Typically, and it comes across so much, and it's kind of sad, don't do this. If you're playing really hard in the beginning, right, and your team is getting smacked around, and you're trying really hard, and then the last round, I see this all the time, they all stay in their spawn, and they got their riot shields, and they're fooling around, or doing 360s, and then in the lobby, and it's very, very pathetic. They're like, oh, we weren't even trying. When you guys are so tryhard. I'm like, no, no, no. You were trying. You got smacked around like a little bitch. And then in the end, you lost. So you decided, oh, well, I'm going to make it look like we weren't even trying, like we were just having fun. No, no, no. Suck it up, Buttercup. You lost. Anyway, hope you guys find those tips helpful. Thanks for watching.